Welcome back to my morning report. Charts closes on Wednesday, the 30th of March, with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Antec Markets. Let's look at cable, and we've seen again across pretty much all the forex majors. Really, we've seen this strong move in the last sort of day or so. Yesterday's strong move was certainly inspired by Janet Yellen, and we've seen a weaker dollar and cables rising again. It is still it's sort of a mixed outlook on cable. It's sort of, if you take it across the last few weeks, it's sort of very choppy up and down. Current leg is obviously up, and that's impacting across the stochastics, but as yet, you look at the RSI, you'd say finding support around the 40 level, still in the resistance at the 60 level. So I think unless you see a move out above 60 on the RSI, I don't really think that you're sort of in the realms of sort of pushing out above this key resistance 45.15, which was the March high yet. And there is, I mean, to be honest, at level you start to encounter all this other sort of these other February resistances, sort of 45.77, which was that high there, and then up towards 46.70. So you're sort of into now quite an important band of overhead supply, which ultimately I think is probably going to contain the next high, because I think that the Brexit fear is still an issue, and still something that's going to be holding cable back. Now the latest poll I believe was fairly positive actually for the stay in camp. But still, I think there is more legs to run in this Brexit potential, and I think it's going to be ultimately something that holds us back. But at the moment, we're seeing a move above the sort of pivot line that I said at 44.10. Around that 44.10 mark, there's a pivot line. It's not brilliantly accurate, but still, it was a gauge. For example, that high there, 44.35, before turning lower. Today's high, 44.50, so it has already pushed out above that. Just started to creep back a bit in the last hour or so. Here's the hourly chart. You can see this. I've still got in on this chart the fib levels, which I think have been pretty good actually. Fib level retracements of this rally from 40.50 up towards 45.14. And you're pushing above the 23.6% fib level at 44.05, again adding to that whole resistance that was in place around that level. Pushing out above that, that sort of should theoretically reopen the highs really, 45.14. So that is sort of the way that you're looking at. I mean, you also look at the near-term momentum indicators and you say, well, that RSI a bit stretched to the upside. It looks positive certainly, but I think perhaps a little bit stretched, and you'd sort of ideally want to be buying it when it's sort of unwound back towards that sort of 60 mark, where you sort of unwound that move. So that could see your sort of cable back towards maybe that initial support at 43.67, so 43.65 there, and I'll put the crosshair in there. You can see that it's sort of minor support. I wouldn't say it's significant support, but just minor support. So between 43.65 and 44 figure area, I think you've got a decent band of support there. So if you saw a dip back into that, and then you got a buy signal, I think that would be a decent one to sort of back for the next leg higher. So perhaps watch out for that. But if you drop below 43.65, then you sort of back towards probably 42.80 area, which was this 50% fib level, and also the old breakout high as well. So that is a pivot line, 42.80. If you lost that 43.65 area, but I think a buy signal around that sort of band, sort of 30-40 pip band there, I think that would be a decent opportunity. And you've had that, as I said, you've had this sort of corrective candle in the last sort of hour or so, which might induce that little correction back into that band, and that would sort of help drag the RSI and the hourly chart back towards 60 maybe, again helping to renew the upside potential in the run higher. So perhaps we have got a bit of a near-term correction, but that would be a bit of a buying opportunity for further gains towards the test of this March high of 45.15 area. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.